Black people like socialism more than any other group? Oh, interesting. Interesting. Aren't Democrats much more ethnically diverse than Republicans, generally speaking? But Democrats are the ones that are in favor of socialism. Republicans are the ones that tend to be like pretty much all white, and they're all in favor of capitalism. That's interesting. Whoa. Whoa. Oh my God. White, Latino, and Asian people all have comparably favorable attitudes towards socialism, but black people fucking way higher? Whoa, interesting. Support for capitalism increases with income? I fucking hate these people so fucking much, dude. I can't keep doing this. I can't keep watching these videos. Every single fucking thing they say is factually wrong. There's no room for argument. There's no room for interpretation. They just say it. And this is a huge podcast. It's one of the biggest podcasts in the fucking world. And all it takes to run it, apparently, is fucking 3 tech guys in the background who have enough IQ between them to manage basic social media apparatuses, and then you can put these 2 literal fucking slugs down at a table and have them circle jerk over how somehow socialists are all wealthy, self-hating people who want to destroy the system, but they also have single parents. They think white people are all the same. How is it possible for everything you say to be that wrong? How? You have to, just by chance, you have to stumble across something that's correct at some point. I haven't even had a chance to talk about how this is blatant fucking idpol that doesn't actually address socialism as a concept and is just a meaningless effort to try and say like, oh, well, you're not really the woke ones because you guys are white and rich, which is, in addition to not being true, also not an argument. I can't keep doing this, dude. It's exhausting. At least when I'm debating these people, I get to hold them to their stupid bullshit. But what are these 2? Joe Rogan's a multimillionaire, so is Tim Pool, who apparently made his wealth off stolen resources from his brother. We'll see how that lawsuit goes. So what am I supposed to do now? They don't hear me. They're never going to hear me. It's so fucking frustrating, dude. They can't keep getting away with it. Ree!
After I got featured in Time magazine, what did they say? Tim Pool is white, and he was born with a silver spoon.
I don't care. I don't give a fuck about your life story.
Which is not true. From... humble means.
One of my favorite AOC quotes was her talking about it's literally impossible to pull yourself up by your bootstraps when she used to be a waitress and now she's a congresswoman.
You fucking moron. She was talking about the literal act of pulling yourself up by your bootstraps. She was literally referring to the act, the physical act from which the idiom was derived. That's what she was referring to. It's impossible. It can't be done. You can't pull yourself up by the part of your body that's anchored to the ground. It's not possible. That's the joke.
Like you can't, look, it's not impossible, but it's not even. That's what we need to address.
No, she was referring to the saying, which is impossible.
It's not even. The reality is some people have a far easier path.
No, that's okay, Anhand. Thank you.
Absolutely.
And some people have a far more difficult path. It's just, but you have to deal with the hand you're given. If life is a game, and I'm not saying it's a game, it is life, but it's similar to this. And yeah, your whole family's always been rich and you never have to worry about a goddamn thing for the rest of your life. But guess what? Those people turn out to be fucking miserable and crazy. There's some benefit in being born with a shitty hand of cards.
Absolutely.
I don't know what this has to do with socialism, but there is something of a truth to this. I do think that people who are very wealthy are often alienated from society in a way unique to them. They don't really have to engage with society's systems, which can mean like it's more difficult for them to like understand or relate to people in general. I don't know what this has to do with socialism, though.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Is the implication that all socialists are so wealthy that they're miserable? Like that's it? That's the socialism fucking caucus in America? That's it?
There really is a motivational benefit for sure.
Gumption.
Yes.
You know, there's a TED talk. There's one.
Or you could always steal your bro. Where's that lawsuit? Yeah, the It's Reactor guy, who looks exactly like Tim Pool and also wears a beanie. In 2015, I started a business by myself called Subverse. Last year, Subverse, my brother Tim Pool and Emily Moley stole this business and social media accounts from me. To this day, they still lie about being the founders. I need help with legal fees organized by Christopher Poole. Yeah, so hopefully that goes well. Oh, a Joe Rogan post. Yeah, okay.
The website that we have, Subverse, not as an, I don't necessarily have the expertise, but we have been running the site for years. Our oldest article goes back 4 years, to which my brother, Chris, you know him as Reactor on YouTube, if you follow Reactor. We've got articles going back. We used to generate a couple 100,000 unique impressions per month before I actually, came in, because my brother launched this by himself. We launched Subverse, the YouTube channel, a while ago. We used to have a bunch of other videos that we actually have privated because they, we changed the brand, made it stream.
Yeah, so I don't know what the details are there, and I'm not a legal expert, and I don't know who's lying and who's telling the truth, but hopefully something funny comes out of that. Hopefully, what was it, Bim Duel comes out on top.
One personality trait that guarantees success of all. It's not.
Tim Pool has lost touch, in my opinion, because he doesn't really hit the streets like he used to. Oh, interesting. Are you seeing that wealth and fame has inhibited Tim Pool's ability to meaningfully engage in good journalism? That feels pertinent.
Intelligence. It's not class. It's not race. It's not gender. You know what it is?
What?
Perseverance. That's it.
I believe that.
There's a TED Talk on it. It's interesting.
Yep, just takes hard work. There's nothing else. No systemic disenfranchisement. Just hard work.
Ability. If they work hard enough, they can find their apex. They can find that point where they are successful and they can make it.
Right.
It's not true for everybody. Some people are below that threshold, no matter how hard they try.
Most important thing. Yes, sure.
I don't get what AOC was saying when AOC said you can't pull yourself up by your bootstraps. I don't get it. I don't understand. Anyway, what were you saying, Tim? Oh, yeah. Well, perseverance is the only thing you need to make it in society. Just so you know, Tim Pool, I remember seeing a tweet thread from him on Twitter. Okay. I saw a tweet thread from him. He was arguing with something, I think a friend of mine. And it was, the argument was, whether or not, like, the means of production were amplified the labor of a person beyond, like, their individual motivation. So basically, you can't just strike out on your own because the place where you can build businesses requires capital. And Tim Pool was making the argument that, like, no, it just takes hard work and gumption. And somebody was like, okay, so you're saying that a man in the forest with an axe is going to produce more work, more labor, more good than a person with a construction machine, like construction equipment, like a big machine to, like, move stuff. And Tim Pool said, well, yeah, if the guy in the machine is asleep.
Tim goes on, Joe Rogan, socialism sucks. Bernie goes on, Joe Rogan, socialism is good. Joe, I'll dislike socialism today, Rogan. I'm glad his audience is at least calling him out for being a completely fucking malleable dullard. Some days I like socialism and some days I don't, Rogan. Oh my god. I appreciate that Joe flips his personality, stance, and worldview depending on the guest. Really? Is that a good thing?